Welcome, Cobra fans. We're here today with head football coach, athletic director Craig Narin. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's always an exciting time this time of year as all the fall sports are getting ramped up. Football's right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
The community feels it, and we're all very excited. I'm sure y'all are as well.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's all the July 31st, all the kids walking in the door, and you start passing out helmets, and it's a mad rush to get everything, put out and see who walks in and who may or may not you were expecting or not expecting. And, from that moment on, it's pretty exciting,
Well, I hope you were expecting a lot because I know this year we have a great turnout, a lot of kids participating at all levels. It was really exciting to see them last night.
And that's the thing. The expectations are high, and that's good. That's what you want. We're out here to win, to be winners. Yeah, I mean, we have set high expectations. We plan on meeting those expectations.
Coach, last year I remember you saying, you got a good problem.
Yeah.
The fourth round is your peak right now. Trying to get past that right now.
Right.
That's a really good problem to have.
Yes.
So I know I talked to a couple of the seniors, and they said Ashton and Cade this year said their goal is to make it one step further, if not further than that, be the best industrial team.
Right,
that's
I
ever
agree.
come out here.
I think we got a good chance to be a regional finalist for sure. I mean, we have the capability of being as good as anybody in our region. So it's just whether or not we can, whether or not we'll go out there and answer that challenge and go do it. But that's us to figure out. So and that's what makes it exciting. That's the challenge. Can you go meet those expectations you built?
That's right.
Every year I know our district is a tough one. I mean, you always see somebody come out of this district, go pretty deep.
Right.
Obviously, we're going to have Edna this year that will come back fairly strong.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about some of the other teams?
Goliad's going to be much improved, and they've been it's been a building process for them, and they got in the playoffs last 2 years. Year before last they lost the first round in overtime. This year they won a playoff game. So the expectation this year, obviously for those guys, is to improve. And they're young. They were young last year on defense, so they feel like they're going to be really good defensively. They lost their quarterback, so they got to find somebody there. But they're probably us, Goliad, Edna, are probably the three better teams in our district. And then you got London, who's always dangerous and has athletes. I mean, shoot, their baseball teams won state and played the state tournament last couple of years. And then, Palash is an extremely well-coached ball club. I think they had a move-in quarterback, with one of their coaches coming in. So, we don't know what to expect there. Aransas Pass had a really good 8th grade team last year, and I'm anticipating them having a lot of 9th graders up in their varsity, and they're getting their program built now. And then Mathis went through a coaching change real late in the summer, so I don't know what to expect from Mathis yet, but I know they're always really strong kids, we got to deal with.
I know a little bit about that Mathis culture.
No, that's
down there,
right.
but,
Yeah, I got Mathis alumni out here. That's why I'm not talking bad about it. They're good.
No, that's all right. True Cobra now for sure, Coach.
Yes, sir.
But Coach, you've had a lot of changes in the coaching staff as well. You like to introduce those guys and
Yes.
new to the staff?
We had a couple coaches move on to greener pastures, so to speak. Coach Bronson got the offense coordinator job at George West, and so we brought in Coach Van Duren. He's going to take his spot. We had some shuffling around, took some defensive guys over to offense. Coach Medina went from defense to offense to take his spot. Coach McCabe was our quarterback coach, and he went to Cedar Creek in Bastrop, and he's going to be the head track coach there. And so we brought in Coach Carney from Giddings, and he was at Hitchcock for several years. His dad was ex-athletic director, head football coach. So he's been around the coaching world his whole life, He'll be our quarterback coach this year. We're excited to get him. We brought in Coach Van Duren. Coach Rowe was ready to kind of step away from basketball and let somebody else have that. So we brought in Coach Van Duren to be our head boys basketball coach, and he's an outside linebacker coach. He played college football at Angelo State, so he's got a great knack for communicating with our kids. We're excited about him. And then Coach De La Garza is going to be our head softball coach, and he also coaches our cornerbacks, and he's been a defense coordinator before. So we brought in a lot of guys with a lot of experience and who've won a lot of ball games, and we're pretty excited about that group coming in. So we feel like we've added some depth to our coaching staff too.
Excellent. Well, we can't wait to see what they all do with it. One question I have for you is I want to dive into the playbook a little bit.
Okay.
What is your favorite play to call? What is the one that you open up the playbook, you smile every time you get to Put it out. On
You
field.
know, probably black fly, 26 counter, or 27, either way. We go clear 27 or 20, you know, so that's because we know we're going to get some movement from the secondary with our motion, and it's quarterback run, and so we know we're going to be able to account for everybody other than the safety, and so we'll take our chances with our quarterback run on a safety. So.
And with a quarterback like Ashton Garza, I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. Yeah. So let's put the ball in his hands. Let somebody try to tackle his big butt. So.
Well, he had a fairly decent run last night. I mean,
yes,
I know
sir.
there was one we saw. He broke loose pretty good.
Right, and we're trying not to run him too much in these scrimmages. We're playing a long season, so we're planning on keeping him, as fresh as long as we can. So, yeah.
Black fly counter. There it is, Will.
Yeah, that's it. But I've always said the coach's favorite play is the one that works.
That's right. Yeah. That screenplay was my favorite play last night. I like that one.
It worked quite often.
That's right. That was
yes,
good.
it did, Coach. Well, we appreciate you visiting with us today.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have more opportunities to catch up with you again, too. We got sideline reporters who'll be catching up with you between the halftime games and stuff like that when we can.
Sounds good.
We really appreciate everything that you're doing with the boys, Coach. And we're looking forward to a great, fun season.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate everything you are doing, too. I mean, our kids work really, really hard, and anytime they can get any type of recognition, we appreciate that. So.
We love bringing them to the masses.
Yeah, well, I enjoy watching them get interviewed too. It cracks me up a little bit, so it's good.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. You're watching the Cobra Sports Network. Coach Narin. See you next time.